The RoboCough works. Don't try this at home. This is the story of Brownboy's cough syrup adventures. It really started, if you listen to my last video, when I was 16 in high school. I used to bring the dab pen to class every day. And of course the teachers got sick of that. So they pull me out of class, call my parents, and after a while, my mom, she's had enough of it. She starts drug testing me, taking away my stuff, making sure that, just making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, Being a 16-year-old, not bringing my dab pen to school, apparently. But I thought it was normal, so I just continued to do it. And every time I would fail a drug test, I would have to pay for it. And my mom did not buy the cheap ones. She bought the $60 ones. $60 just for a test on if I'm using my dab pen or not. After a couple weeks, they're adding up. The cost is rising. I had a job at 16. I worked at an ice cream shop. It wasn't nothing crazy. So eventually, I didn't have no more money for dab pens. I'm paying for these tests that I'm taking. I'm paying for these tests my mom is making me take to make sure I'm not using my dab pen. So I wasn't able to pay for the dab pen anymore. It's freaking sad. So then I search online. I'm like, what are people doing when they have drug tests that they need to pass? Like, how are they having fun? And people online are saying they're doing cough syrup. I'm not talking about the cool rapper cough syrup. I'm just talking about over-the-counter cough syrup. So what do? I go to Walmart and get myself some Delsum. The thing about Delsum is, if you look on the ingredient list, it has the DXM, which is the thing that people are looking for online. When they take cough syrup, people online say the DXM is the thing that makes people hallucinate and feel like they're drunk. The thing about Delsum, it has DXM, but it also has other active ingredients, and you don't want those. Those will mess you up if you do them too often. So I got my Delsum, I go to my friend's house, and I'm happy because, I'm going to pass my drug test. I'm not going to have to pay anything. And I'm going to have a good weekend. So me and my friend, we split a bottom of Delsum. It looked like this small. And I wasn't really feeling too much. At first, I just felt something in my stomach, like a little nausea. And then I just had to lay down. My friend's saying he's bussin', having a great night. I'm like, dang, I'm just, chilling. I put my head down into the sleeping bag I brought because, I was staying the night at my friend's house. Put my head down into the sleeping bag and close my eyes, and it's just dark in the room. And the thing about cough syrup is when it's dark, that's when you see the most stuff. I'm not talking about the regular amount of cough syrup you take to reduce your cough. I drink half the bottle, and I'm not advising this. Anyways, half the bottle of Delsum, it's not a big bottle. I could see outlines of my imagination. It's not like I had to construct an imaginary reality. It's just being presented to me, and I'm kind of just witnessing it. But it's nothing crazy on half a bottle. Like, as I'm laying down in the sleeping bag, it's literally half my imagination and then half of the DXM that's in the Delsum. That's what I was experiencing. But that was just the first night. Later that week, I took the test and I passed. It said I didn't do my dab pen at all. My mom was happy. I was happy. Everything was all right. I do some research later that night online, and I find out that the most bought cough syrup for recreational use is RoboCough. And if you look at the ingredients for RoboCough, it's because it doesn't have any other ingredients besides the DXM, which is the thing people take cough syrup for to feel funny, is that DXM inside the RoboCough, the Delsum cough syrup. The RoboCough is 4 times as strong as like the normal Delsum. So I got some RoboCough online, and I'm still 16, maybe turning 17 at this point. But I'm living under my mom's roof, so I gotta pass these tests. I don't want to pay them $60 every week, because every time I failed, if I hit a dab pen or hit any tree, devil's lettuce, then I was gonna have to pay this $60 for this, test. I'd rather just have fun, make the $60 go elsewhere, like to the RoboCough. But the RoboCough's actually really cheap. $60 a RoboCough would last you years. The RoboCough works. Me and my friend, we took some at his house. Oh my goodness. First, it felt like my hair was falling off. And I know that sounds crazy, but this is my first time really doing something like that. And it really just felt so foreign of a feeling to my body. You know, like, think about it. You're growing up, you just feel normal every day. Nothing really crazy is happening besides when you go to the dentist and get some galaxy gas, you know. So at this point, Brownboy, a 16-year-old Brownboy, you know, probably turning 17, this is my first crazy experience where I'm like, dang, I am messed up right now. I had taken too much. Me and my friend, we bought a lot of RoboCough because we never took it before. So we drank like a bottle each, a bottle and a half each. To say we overdid it is an understatement because the night was really just starting. Yeah, my hair felt like it was falling off, but at least that's, you know, just my hair in reality. The thing about cough syrup is DXM, the thing that makes people feel good off cough syrup, if taken too much, DXM is a dissociative. So at a certain point, if you take too much, you just forget who you are. This happened to me. But I wasn't even worried that this happened. I didn't care who I was. What I cared about was my stomach felt as if the alien from Aliens was coming out of it. My stomach was so gut-wrenched. I don't even know if I could come up with the right words to tell you how messed up my stomach felt after taking a bottle and a half of RoboCough. It was just too much. I was leaning over his sink, and I was literally for like what felt like 30 minutes, but was probably just 10 minutes. I look at my friend, and I'd forgotten. We ordered a pizza right before we started taking this stuff. The pizza came. The pizza man came. And me and my friend could not, for the life of us, get up and go get the pizza from this man. It was already paid for, but we just could not get up from our situations. We were just so messed up. Bussin'. It was crazy. Funny enough, my friend had actually texted his other friend, one of our mutual friends, to come over earlier. He finally showed up. The pizza guy was waiting there for like 10 minutes. I don't know why he didn't leave, but my other friend had come to the house and he didn't take anything. He was coming here sober. He was coming here to two freaking barbarians messed up on cough syrup. Two absolute human apes. Because that's what your brain feels like at that point. You can't process anything. Like, you could just it just felt like I was so drunk. Like, it just felt like I was so messed up. It was definitely a crazy experience, all stemming from the lack of the dab pen. But I learned something crazy from that. Don't play with cough syrup. Because it just started, you know, an adventure that lasted many days, many weeks after that night. You'd think that would be the end of it, maybe for a normal person. But I used to bring it to school and then drink it at school. You know it. I would bring it to school and get turned. Everyone else was sober in school. I was on cloud 90. Like, there was no cloud 9. I was on cloud 900, 9,000. It was crazy. One time, I took way too much RoboCough at school, though, and I started disassociating. This happened actually a couple times, not just one time. Nearing the end of my cough syrup adventures, I started taking it way too far. Teachers were looking at me funny. But luckily, it was the teachers that had no responsibility for me, like the librarians. I think my mom started noticing that I was acting a little funny. And after a while, I think she stopped caring what I did because I got older. And the cough syrup eventually faded because you can't do it forever. Maybe a few months I did, but not forever.